okay. Everything should be good. I'm pretty sure. They probably looking like, damn. Yo, what's up? It's Ronnie, JR, Lil Ron, whatever you know me as, but welcome to the first episode of You're Gonna Hate This. Basically, this is like a podcast, or whatever you want to call it. It's a podcast, essentially, but I've been thinking on doing this for like a long period of time. Not like in like a super serious matter, whatever you want to say. More so just for like fun. Like this isn't like taking over for music or anything like that for me. It's literally just for fun to talk about things. And yeah, I mean that's pretty much what it is. I mean it's obviously like it's just a podcast, you know. Will I only have one episode? There's no telling. Will I have 100 episodes? I mean it's very possible, but I've been wanting to do this for a while, and then just like sitting there, like, how am I gonna do this? Where am I gonna do it at? Like, just trying to like make sure like it was gonna be as perfect as I could possibly get it to be. And I'm literally just in my living room right now, so as time goes on, like I'll either switch like where I'm gonna do it, or because I almost did this in like the studio room, if you like know like all that, but I chose to do it in here because it was more like lively, more of a setting. I wanted like, and I like podcasts too where they you can see like the person's full body for the most part. You don't have to see like my feet or nothing, but I don't like when it's just like up here type shit. So yeah, we're gonna talk about a bunch of like random stuff. Dude, we're gonna talk about this fucking Eminem album. Dude, we'll talk about that when we get to it, but I mean, we'll just start with what's been going on. I mean, I've still been making music, still been doing. Oh shit, am I shaking the fucking? I think I was shaking the fucking camera the whole time. My fault if the camera was shaking. But I mean, I've just been doing music still, of course. So much has happened in life to the point where like, cause I'm a very low key person. Like, if you know me, like you just know that like. I don't tell nobody nothing. Nobody ever knows what's going on in my life or what I'm doing, or I've never been like a boaster either where it's like I'm trying to make sure people know like, oh, I got this, I got that, and I'm just so low key. Like I'll buy a fucking new pair of shoes and I won't take a picture of them trying to flex, or like I don't know, it just depends. I've just never been a flexer. But what was I saying? And I also wrote some shit down so I don't lose my train of thought, because I'll go from talking about one thing to talking about fucking something else, and then it leads down a rabbit hole to talk about some other shit. But also, we're in my living room, bruh. So, and my air just kicked on. If you hear static or any fucking, like anything that's like that, you know, just ignore it. Because this is the first episode. Give me some time, bruh. Give me some leniency. Because I didn't want to shoot this in there because fucking, I don't know. And then I set the shit up. I'm like, oh, this looks like ghetto but cool. Like, if you, like, I'll probably post pictures of like what I did, but like to document it. But if you're still listening to this point, I mean, thanks for fucking with it to this point at least. But no, I mean, I make music every single day. And I don't think people like realize just because I don't drop every single day does not mean I just stop doing it. Like I'm always doing it. I'm always writing. I'm just constantly like just doing music. I'm just not dropping because I'm like a really big perfectionist when it comes to something, especially music. Like everything I write or even record or anything, I pay deep attention to it. And it's like, sometimes I used like when I was younger, I would think about what I was saying too much. Like if I said like, fuck these niggas. If I said something like that. Also, if you're watching this, I say nigga a lot. I say bitch. I say the F word. I say it all. So if you don't like cuss words, I mean, because I noticed that on my brother's podcast, they said that. They were like, we cuss. And I'm like, I should probably let people know ahead of time, which is already past that. But I say nigga, bruh. That's it. But, see, I already lost my train of thought. No, I would think a lot, like, really deep into the things I was saying. So if I ever said, like, fuck them niggas in a song, in my brain, I'm like, oh, what if this person thinks I'm talking about them? What if this person thinks that? But it's people I, like, genuinely, like, care about. Not them niggas. You know what I'm saying? Like, if it's them niggas, fuck them niggas. That's just how it is. But it's never directed to anybody directly unless I say your name. But if you ever think it's about you, it's about you. That's just how I look at it. But, I've always just thought really deep into everything I've said and written down and all that type of shit. So it's always been really difficult for me because I'll write the most lyrical, rappiest fucking song on the planet. And then I'll sit there and like I'll record it and everything and I'll be in love with it when I first like make it. And then throughout time, I'll just like the song will slowly become like lamer and lamer to me compared to like you guys haven't even heard it. So then it makes it to where it's very difficult for me to put out things. I'm like, when I tell you I'm sitting on songs, I'm sitting on a lot of songs. I can't tell you what kind of songs because it varies. I have so many different styles of like music I made and just gotten creative with and just experimented with. And it's just hard because like for me, it's like if I put something out, it has to be like, to me, it has to be tight. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I like a song, that's all I give a fuck about. Like, of course, like, you care about what your audience thinks. But if you think too hard about, like, what people are going to like and all that, like, it doesn't, that's going to fuck you up in the long run. So it's like, if you make music that you just like to make and you genuinely just like, everything else is going to come with time. Like, the people, the audience. And if people fuck with you, they will fuck with you. Like of course there's like the argument of like if people like you, of course they're gonna like everything you do or support anything you do for the most part. But your authentic like the audience that like matters the most, not your fucking friends, not your mama, not all that shit. It just comes like naturally. So it's just one of them things like pause. That's just what it is. For me, it's just very difficult to just put things out that, because I'm just a perfectionist with it. So it's like, that's the only thing that gets in my way. But then also like just putting out like, I don't know. It was really hard for me to get into like trap rapping or like even accepting it because I've always just been somebody who loved underground rap, lyrical rap. Like my favorite rapper of all time, and I genuinely believe the greatest rapper of all time is fucking Eminem. Not because he just dropped an album. I have loved Eminem since the beginning. We're going to talk about Eminem when we talk about Eminem. Because we're going to get to that. I hope also, I'm recording this on my phone. And my phone was at 80% when I started recording. If this bitch dies, or if it just stops shooting this video in the middle of me fucking doing this, I'm going to either have to re-record it, and it's going to be lame because you're not going to get the genuine reaction of everything I'm saying too, but then also like, because I'm not planning to say any of this. Like I have some things written down, but like, sometimes you just go on little tangents and like you just start talking. But if this bitch dies in the middle of me fucking recording this, I'm going to be so fucking I'm going to be pissed. But I didn't even mean to start talking about music to that degree. We'll probably talk about like more like of me probably like on the next episode probably. If that comes out, because there's no guarantee, bruh. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just for fun at the end of the day, and you know sometimes it's really good to try new things, see how they work, see if you like them. Like that's just how it is, you know. I'm not like I didn't come out the womb wanting to be a fucking podcaster. You know what I'm saying? It's just for fun. So it's just like, you know, have fun with it. Let me look and see if this bitch is recording. Hold on. Okay, we're good. 10 minutes in. We're fucking straight. Okay. I just don't want it to like record and then like stop at like fucking 20 minutes or something like that. Because I've also never recorded a 10-minute video on my iPhone. So Um, I mean, I had started jujitsu. I did jujitsu for like a year, of course, but like a year and some months. And I think I started it not a year ago, but it would have been 2 years ago. No, not 2 years ago. I'm fucking tripping. A year ago, at some like a year ago in some of this time of this month. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Not this month. Probably next month. I don't remember if I started in August or September. Basically, like I had started doing jujitsu. It was really fun and really cool. I'll talk more about that probably on like the next episode. It makes more sense because it applies to me. But things that have just been going on. I mean, I'm still rapping. I have a lot of fucking plans with that too. It's just that getting it all situated and then also like getting what I need for everything. It's just like, and then putting together everything because people just don't understand how much money like genuinely just goes into like just being like an artist at all. Like people think it's just like, oh, write down the song, rap on a beat, put it out. No, nigga, there is so much shit that goes to it, especially like when you're the only person who does it. And it's like you are like you have to be a fucking you have to market this shit. You gotta brand yourself. You gotta fucking do shows and shit. Like there's just so many. Not even just that. There's just so much that goes into it. We are going on. Like I gotta stop talking about the music shit. We gotta talk about it next time. I've still been rapping. I started doing jujitsu. I mean, as far as life, I mean, making like just having better relationships with like the people I care about. Just being around the people I care about. I mean, I started streaming like way more consistently. It's hard to think about these things like on the spot. You know what I'm saying? Like if somebody were to ask you randomly, like, what do you like? Me, it's easy. Like I love Spider-Man. I love playing video games. I love Buffalo Chicken Dip. I just ate some of that shit 30 minutes ago. So if I sound mucusy or congested, hey man, I had to fucking do it. But I've just been, just being me, doing my thing. As always, if you know me, you know I'll be saying fucking, I'll be doing my thing. I'll just be doing my thing. That's just what I'll be doing. So, yeah, I've been streaming way more consistently. We're almost at 50 followers, which is dope. Like, especially, like, consistently doing it and just actually, like, not just taking the time, but, like, before when I used to try to stream, it was just way more difficult because I just didn't have, like, all the tools to make it as efficient as I possibly could. So it just made doing it, like, so much more difficult. Like, right here, it's like, I don't have the most professional gear, but I got some shit to work with. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have my fucking phone. That's what we're recording with. I got these lights and shit. Like, it works. And then I got this. This is as good as it can get. You know what I'm saying? You don't need too much to really do something. You just gotta fucking do the shit. And you just can't go into it blind. That's why I wrote this shit down, because what the fuck? Like, if I'd be sitting here and I didn't have this written down, I'd probably forget some of it. Because some of it is, like, way more important. But it's, like, it's not too much to even cover today. It's more so the whole, like, breaking the first episode, getting that shit out the way, and just, the first episode of anything could be, like, about anything for the most part. But I'm not going to try to cram y'all with fucking 3 hours of fucking content of just me straight talking about bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like, it has to be organized to some degree. And I've been trying to organize my days, too. And I feel like it's honestly been helping organizing things by times. Like, I won't be like, I'm gonna wake up at this time and then go do this, and then I do this. Like, I go to the gym from fucking 10 to 12, and then I get home, I shower from 12 to... No, it's not like that. It's more so like, at this time, you gotta do this. And then, like, at this time, on this day, it's kind of like whenever you're also creative in multiple ways, you gotta balance what you're doing, which is extremely difficult for me. It's hard for me to, like, sit there, chill, relax, and, like, just do anything without progressing. It's so fucking difficult. It's like the moments where I am chilling, like, it just eats me the fuck up. It's crazy. But it's like if I'm not streaming, I'm making music. If I'm not making music, I'm probably at the gym. If I'm not at the gym, I'm probably streaming. Like, it's like that. And then this is just another thing to add to that. But this is a more so, like, if I want to talk or just talk about some shit, just do that. Because, like, rapping, it's like, you can rap about your life and rap about things like, and put your like, put the way you feel and everything into songs. But it's a different way than just sitting here just talking. You know what I'm saying? It's just completely different. And I've always been told, my brother's always been told that he's a good talker also. I've always been told that I'm a really good talker. And that, and it sounds crazy because then it sounds like I'm trying to be like my brother, but it's not that at all. Like, he's done like motivational speaking and that sort of stuff. I've always been told by like random ass people that I should like do that. Or like I should make a YouTube channel, or I should say this, I should do this, like these things, and then like I kind of like just shrug my shoulders to it because in my brain like there's like a main goal, but then like I always forget too, like it's okay to try other things and do things, and if it works, I mean, hey, bruh, like keep that shit going. Let me make sure this bitch is still recording, bruh, because if it ain't, I'm gonna be pissed. Okay, 16 minutes, bruh. I'm not gonna do that every episode, I swear to God. I'm just trying to make sure my phone is good. But yeah, so it's just I forgot why I was even saying that. Why the fuck was I saying the speaking shit? Fuck, and now you can hear my neighbors. There's so much going on right now. This shit is all over the place. But no, it's just fun to, not even fun. It's just, this is like a progressing chill time. You know what I'm saying? Like if the Ravens play on Sunday, I could talk about what the fuck the Ravens was doing. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not like a specific. The podcast is like not for a specific thing. Like it's not just to talk about music. It's not just to talk about wrestling. It's not just one thing. It's literally just like, it's my shit. It's just whatever I want to do. Which I also started thinking too about making the YouTube channel more so like, and I'm not trying to sound big headed when I say it. Making the YouTube channel more so like a network, like where it's like, this whole channel is everything Ronniee, and then the different channels on the YouTube channel is the channels. You know what I'm saying? So there's the gaming part of like this Ronniee network. There's the podcast like channel of the fucking Ronniee network shit. Like, and I'm not calling it Ronniee network because that sounds fucking stupid. But I'm saying like it just makes the most sense and the easiest way to not bring in the whole audience, but when people really fuck with you, they'll fuck with everything you do. But it's like, I don't want to make fucking 10 YouTube channels where it's like, oh, I post my podcasting here, I post my fucking YouTube videos here, I got my music on this. Like, nah, bruh. Like, the only thing that's separate is the music and the content creation that I'll be making. So that's just that. But yeah, I mean, as far as like what made me want to do this, is just do it for fun, just have fun. I originally didn't want to do it a long time ago because my brother had did it. Like he used to it was called Your Dad's Favorite Podcast, and he would always just randomly, he would not always make episodes, but he would randomly come out with an episode. And in my brain, I was just like, oh, he did it, I can't do it, because if I do it, then it seems like I'm copying him. When in reality, it's like, nah, like, you know what I'm saying? Like if just because he wears Nike don't mean I'm not gonna wear Nike. You know what I'm saying? It's just it's like that, and it's hard for me to get out of that space because I like to do my thing, and I don't like to make it seem like I'm trying to copy other people with anything. Like I just, you know, especially like I shouldn't feel that way too because he's my brother, but it's like that's just how I felt for a long time. But then it's whatever. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I see that. But as far as like all that, I mean, that's just what's been going on. I mean, that's like the big things, I guess. I mean, I still work out like religiously. I mean, I actually worked out today. I did chest, so I mean, it was cool. That was like hours and hours ago, though. I was actually scared that I was gonna be so tired, and I wanted to come into this like having energy and being able to just talk. And I know this shit right here. You see it? Like, I might try to zoom in, but this looks corny as fuck. But I mean, I'm not sponsored by Sprite, but I should be, because what the fuck? I'm the Sprite Zero Bandit, nigga. The clean Sprite Bandit. But, and I just put that there for aesthetic. I almost wore it, but I was like, nah, I'm gonna set that bitch there. But I was gonna I was gonna drink a Ghost and then do the podcast. But I also was like, I don't want to start like stuttering or my mind starts racing, like just going. You know what I'm saying? Because them ghosts be fucking having me twisted. I swear to God. But That's also a brand I fuck with too. So if somehow in the future, Ghost, you niggas see this, I mean, you people, you nice people, you and Sprite, hey man, that's all I give a fuck about. That's all I care. But yeah. So the podcast name, so it's called You're Gonna Hate This. It's either you are gonna hate this or you are gonna hate this. It can't be you're gonna hate this. You're gonna hate this. It can't be you're gonna hate this, can it? That doesn't make sense because yours like that's yours, or is yours like that's yours, and your is you in general. I don't fucking know. Somebody help me out. But it's called you're gonna hate this. You're gonna hate this. You're gonna hate this. That's what it is. My brother actually came up with that name like a long time ago, and I think because that was the first conversation me and him had about a podcast. Because I had talked about like how like I thought about like making like an episode or like making my podcast in general. And then that's when he told me like it don't matter. Like if we both do it, like we could both do it. It doesn't matter. Like just because he does it doesn't mean I can't. It's the same way with him like with anything else. But and then that's like the main thing where it was like, oh, okay, like that was the eye opener of like, okay, this is okay to do. Like it wouldn't be weird for me to make a podcast also when they have when my brother and his family have a podcast. But he's the one who came, like he said that name and I had thought about it because I was like, I wouldn't call it the Ronniee podcast, the Ronnie Lee podcast. Like that sounds stupid. But and I'm very specific when it comes to like a name or the look of something, all of that. But I mean, if you also know, some people are gonna be like, okay, this nigga, but like there's the most hated thing. Like where it's like for me it's like I won't get deep into that. Maybe I'll talk about that one day. But one of my things is like the most hated. That's just one of my things. But that it just fits. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna hate this. And then it's like the most hated. Like is the one who is making the You're Gonna Hate This podcast. Like it makes sense. If you see what I'm saying? It just makes the most sense. So then I was just like, okay, like let me do that. Plus, like I said, like this is for fun. And a podcast is just you're just talking, you're chilling with people. All that sort of shit. But that's how the name came about. And then I didn't really think about like too deep into names because like I wasn't gonna call it like the 800 podcast or anything like that. And I'm very particular when it comes to the name of anything. Like if you played the game with me, when I like even fucking playing Grand Theft Auto, dude, if I go in the store, I'm in that bitch for fucking 10 hours trying to find a fucking shirt to put on. Like I'm so particular with my shit. But I also want my stuff to look cool, sound cool, all that, but all to my standards. You know what I'm saying? It's not like to impress other people where it's like, oh, are people gonna think this is dumb? Because nigga, I would have named this the Shithead podcast if I really wanted to, but no. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just very particular, but like when I play games, the name of my character, that shit takes me so long to make. I'm sitting there like, should I name him Ronnie? Or I'll be like, should I name him 8 God? Or I'll think of some fucking crazy ass, medieval ass, fucking cowboy western ass name. Like it's just always super deep. Or something funny too. Like fucking, like I've been playing Elden Ring. And at first I was gonna name my dude 8 God because it's just simple, it's easy to make. But if you like wrestling, you're gonna get what I'm talking about. But I named my character Jabroni Lee, and I thought that shit was so fucking funny. But let me make sure this is rolling. Hold up, somebody's gonna get annoyed. Like, all right, I'm clicking off this motherfucker. 24 minutes. All right. So I'm starting to get the feel of like how long my phone can record. But I named him Jabroni Lee because I've been doing this thing too where like I'll take my name. It'll either be Ronnie. I started doing it with Montana because one of my rap names used to be Slump Montana. But so I would say something and I would say Montana after it. So it could be like I'm trying to think of something. fucking Banana Montana. It could be some shit like that. Like fucking like it's like it could be stupid, but it can also like it just sounds cool. You know what I'm saying? So is the microphone okay? I'm making sure the fucking mic is on too. Damn, I'm over here fucking stressing and shit that I'm eating, like, you know what I'm saying? But like Banana Montana, like shit like that. So with Lee or Ronnie. So or it's like a name. So you know Johnny Bravo, Ronnie Bravo, or like I don't know Jabroni Lee, which is Jabroni Lee, or like fucking like Johnny Cash, Ronnie Cash. It's just like shit like that. Or like earlier I said the Sprite Zero. I said the Sprite Zero Bandit. I meant to say the Clean Sprite Bandit. Like shit like that. But I'm just very particular with names in general. So when it came to the podcast name, I was just like, dude, if I'm gonna do it, I can't fucking nobody's gonna listen to the Shithead Podcast. I'm about to change the name to that. The Shithead Podcast, episode 1. But yeah, I mean that's how the name came about and everything. But yeah, and everything can be subject to change, which I don't plan on changing the name of that. I would honestly like to do this more often because this is kind of cool. Like, and I'm cool like you would think like, oh, it's like weird. It looks weird talking to yourself type shit. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, no, this is tight. As long as I got some shit to talk about, I'm straight, and I can talk for fucking hellas. You know what I'm saying? It's your own thoughts and views on whatever. But yeah, that's the podcast name and everything. Eminem's album. We have to talk about this. He dropped this bitch fucking. He dropped it 2 nights ago at 11 o'clock. But yesterday I listened to it. I thought I was gonna burp. 2 nights ago I was too tired. It was 11, and I was like, I can either listen to this album right now, or I could go to sleep, wake up, and listen to it. But when I was like, I didn't want to listen to the album, be too excited, and not go to sleep. And I also wanted to listen to the album with energy. So I was like, let me just skim through the songs real quick. And yeah, I skimmed through the songs to see like what it was like gonna give me, which I had already made a prediction or assumption. Also, Eminem is the greatest rapper of all time. I don't give a fuck. I've loved Eminem since I was a kid. Like, I don't know anybody who really like fucks with Eminem to the degree where it's like everybody loves to hate on him. I just think we'll get deeper into that in a second because there's shit I have to say. But I wanted to listen to the album with full. No, my prediction and my assumptions of it and everything was like he's gonna like make references to his old music. There's that air kicking on. He's gonna like make songs from like his old albums, like stylistically. So like he was gonna make songs that sounded like Marshall Mathers LP. He was gonna make songs that sounded like fucking Relapse. He was gonna make songs that sounded like Recovery. All that. Like the albums that people just loved. And fucking he did exactly that. So I woke up the next day and I was excited. Like I haven't been this excited to listen to music in so long, but I'm sitting there, not even sitting there. I went to work the next day, which was yesterday. And I actually wanted to make this podcast yesterday. Like I wanted to start it, but I was really tired and I didn't have the energy. I wasn't in the right mind space for it. So I was just like, okay, let me try to do this tomorrow at some point. Which it is my birthday weekend and I turn 26 on fucking Tuesday. I'm probably gonna do some shit. Maybe I'll record an episode before that, you know what I'm saying? Because like, yeah, but so if you don't see this before Tuesday, my birthday was on Tuesday. But fucking this probably won't come out before that. I have to like barely edit, you know what I'm saying? Because like I don't want to do any cuts when it comes to like the podcast or anything like that. I just want to like hit it, go, and fucking just roll with it. Okay, we're good. 30 minutes. I did not know my phone could do that. But I'm about to fucking buy a terabyte of storage, bro. Like I don't give a fuck. So the next day, I'm up and I'm at work, In the moment I was done brushing my teeth, I put my headphones in, and I was like, it's time to go. I'm listening to this album, dude. I'm eating fucking. Well, first I went to work and everything, and I had my headphones in, and I'm listening to this album, first song called Renaissance. I'm listening to it, I'm like, oh, this is fucking crazy, because it sounded like old him. And then the more and more I'm listening to this album, I'm just going through, and I'm just like, look, somebody who's watching this is gonna be like, this dude is a straight, like a bitch ass nigga, basically. And I'm not making this up, I swear to God, because I fucking love Eminem, dude. When I'm listening to, I think it was the fourth song. Let me see, hold on, because I wrote down the songs. Damn, fucking, I wrote down the songs so I could, because I made a list to see like which ones I loved, because I was gonna talk about which ones I loved, which ones I liked, like all that type of shit. I think it was when I was listening to Brand New Dance, maybe? I think I was listening to Brand New Dance. But after, I don't know, halfway through this album, dude, I'm eating a fucking egg muffin. Not a McMuffin. I made these fucking egg, muffin things in the cupcake pan and shit. It was fucking crazy good. I'm eating this shit, and I got my fucking Oakleys on, dude. And I didn't start crying like crazy, but dude, I was tearing up. I had a tear go down and shit. And I think it was just because my three biggest idols in my whole entire life, that I just love, is Spider-Man, Eminem, Kobe Bryant. But I feel like I would probably replace Kobe Bryant with Young Dolph. Honestly, I think Young Dolph would be my third. But it was just listening to the album halfway through, this shit's got me tearing up and shit. And I think it's because I've been waiting so fucking long for Eminem to just rap the way he did, but also throughout the years, people just shitting on him, talking about how he's ass, he ain't got it, all these things. And then he came out with the album, and I was just dude, the name and everything, the Death of Slim Shady, the cover, everything. I was like, oh my God, this album has to be fucking crazy, so good. And dude, I'm listening to this album, and I just start fucking tearing up, because I'm just oh, he's really doing it. He's actually, he's fucking giving me what I want. And I know I'm not the only person on this planet who was oh, this is fucking crazy. I don't know, and I just keep listening to it. And when I tell you, today is Saturday, the album came out Friday technically. I've listened to this album for 10 hours. I swear to God, I have listened to this, not 10 hours. I've listened to it 10 times. It'd be more than 10 hours, because I think it's 70 minutes, the album. I have listened to this album 10 fucking times. I listened to it at the gym. I listened to it at work all day. I listened to it when I got off of work. I listened to it when I was in the shower. Dude, I listened to this bitch when I was going to go get some fucking ice cream. I swear to God. Fucking James Brown Brownie. I swear to fucking God, dude. I was fucking, I haven't stopped listening to it. And it could be the honeymoon phase, you would think. But no, for somebody who's listened to it 10 fucking times, that's why I made a list. I had the songs that I love, and I had the songs where I'm they're just alright, because he's not gonna make a whole album full of songs that you just love unless he really does. But this whole album, dude, I fucking loved it. And when I got done with the album, the first time, dude, that shit fucking had me I almost fucking cried again. I teared up, but I wasn't bawling. You know what I'm saying? I probably cried the same way I did watching Spider-Man No Way Home, because that shit fucking fucked me up. But no, I love this fucking album, dude. I love it so much. And you could probably try to say oh, Eminem's his GOAT. He's being biased. No, he has so many songs that aren't good. But on this album, dude, I'll tell you right now, this is the list right here. Renaissance. Like this is the track list. The first song, Renaissance, I love it. Habits, love it. That's the second song. Anytime I say a name, you get it. Renaissance, love it. Habits, love it. Trouble, love it. Brand New Dance, love it. Evil, love it. Lucifer, love it. Antichrist, however you want to call it. I like that song, but I love the end because like it was like when he had like when I said like how he has like callbacks to his old albums. He had Bizarre in the fucking album. I don't love Bizarre, but in them old like Eminem D12 songs and shit, like when he had fucking Bizarre, like not just Bizarre, but like this, like D12. Bizarre was a terrible rapper, by the way. It was just like it felt like I was just listening to like his old shit again. It just felt like that, and he also had his new music too, his new style, all of that. But I love the end of that. I love Bizarre's part. Like it was just not lyrically. Just like I just loved what it sounded like. I loved what he was doing, like Eminem in general. Let me make sure this bitch is still rolling, bro. Cause we can't fuck up. We can't afford to lose the files, bro. We need those files. But Antichrist, I liked it and I love the end. Fuel, love that song. I think it's. We'll get to that in a second. I love that song so much though. Road Rage, I didn't really like that one too much. Houdini, loved it. Guilty Conscience 2, fucking love that shit. Head Honcho, I mean, I liked it. It was whatever. Temporary, love it. Bad One, love it. Toby, I'd say I love it. I mean, I wouldn't listen to it 24/7, but I love it. Somebody Save Me, loved it. But like, I loved it because of what the song just was. You know what I'm saying? I didn't love like the whole like all the singing and everything, but I love this fucking album, dude. I swear to God. And it's not because I'm an Eminem fan. I love this fucking album. Like, it brings me back into why I'm an Eminem fan. You know what I'm saying? Like, this album, it just signifies, like, this is everything I love about this fucking rapper. Like, in general. But, Fuel and Guilty Conscience 2, I think are the two best songs on this whole album. But I think Guilty Conscience 2 is my most favorite song on this whole album. It's the song where he's like rapping against him, like not rapping against himself, but it's where it's old him versus new him, and they're just talking shit to each other, and it's like new him being like, "Hey dog," it's Marshall and Slim basically, and Marshall's just like, "You're the reason for all these bad things and this and that," and the Slim's also like, "I'm the reason you are what you are," and all these things, and like they're like battling each other, like just going at each other, dissing each other, and it's just like, it's just so it was so fucking good. And I don't want to get into like my own shit, but I'll probably talk about it on the next episode, low-key. But that fucking album, dude, I love it so much. And it's not just because it's the beginning. It's not. It's a day old, you know? I've listened to it 10 fucking times, and I cannot tell you, like, the last time I remember listening to, like, an album like this. Like, an album like this as far as, like, I have not listened to any rapper's album that just came out, like, this many fucking times in a row without switching. Like, I have not listened to Key Glock in days. I have not listened to Dolph in days. Suicide Boys, I fuck with the album, but I haven't listened in days. Like, Eminem's album just threw everything, just everything in general. Like, I'm at work, like, nigga, I don't feel like I'm at work. I'm listening to this album, like, it just fucking threw me, dude. It was fucking crazy. I loved it so much. Somebody's watching this like, hey, this nigga's really fanboying right now. And it's like, hey, if you're new, or you're fucking, you know me, or if fucking just any of that, like, you know I love Eminem, you know I love Spider-Man, you know I love wrestling. Like, I'm just a walking dork, nigga. Like, that's just what it is. But it's like, I'm a dork that can fight, nigga. You know? But just all that sort of shit. But I mean, if I had to rate the album itself, like 1 to 10, come on, is it a fucking question? It's an 11. It's a 12. It's not his greatest album of all time, but I look forward so much to seeing like what people are gonna think about this album, like the Death of Slim Shady. What people are gonna think of this album years from now, but also like everybody who's been shitting on him for like, you know, Revival. Well, even you could even say Relapse, like Relapse, Revival, Marshall Mathers LP2, because a lot of people are like they've been mixed, because people have been saying like he hasn't dropped a good album since Recovery, which is years and years and years and years ago. But it's like, I wonder what this album does to all the haters and everybody who just was shitting on him. I wonder what this album does to his legacy for even those people. You know what I'm saying? Like where it's like, oh, he dropped a bunch of ass albums to them. You know what I'm saying? But like, does this album clean all that up? Like showing you like, hey dog, like I was making different songs and different like albums for just the times that were going on, like in society, or like just all that sort of shit. Like where it's like, hey, like don't get it fucked up. Like I'm still Slim Shady, nigga. It's just, you know, I've just grown. And while we're on this, it's like, I hate how people, like even myself, like you want Eminem to rap the way he used to, but it's like he can do that, but not even just because of the times, not because like all these things that go on, cancel culture, all this other shit, not because of that, but because of he's grown as a person. And that's why I fucking cried. Like I cried at the end of listening to this album, dude, because I was just so fucking happy like for him. I was happy for like the person he's just grown to become. And I've never met this man. And it's just so crazy to me that like another person, somebody I don't even know, can have that impact, you know? And I can't imagine what it's like for him being that person and being like, I impacted all these people. Which he has songs where he's referenced that, where he's talked about like, you know, I make these songs for these types of people, or like this dude like lip singing in the mirror, like all like just that type of shit. Like he's referenced like changing people's lives and like just the thoughts of like just how that feels. And it's like, imagine that being you. You know what I'm saying? Like imagine you being like, all you do is what you love. You know what I'm saying? Imagine like that's it. And you just do that. And it just changes. Like people wake up and they're like, oh, like this shit is going to get me through this whole day. Or this is going to get me through this whole week. But the fact that like you just never met them and you might never meet them. But like, I don't know. It's just like what your craft in general is what is making like it could save someone's life type shit. Like I think all the time about like I love wrestling, but it's like it's always been a thought in my head where it's like, think about all the lives that wrestling saved. Like because there's so many people where they're like, hey, you know that shit's fake, right? And I'm like, nigga, you know fucking the Avengers is fake, right? Like you don't, like, you know what I'm saying? Like you fucking, this shit don't make no sense. We'll talk about that on the next one, low key. We're gonna talk about me. We'll get deep into that. But I always think about things like that where it's like, think about all the lives that wrestling saved, where it's like, it just saved people's lives as far as like, every week you gotta see what happens, or like, you look forward to that, like Monday Night Raw, Friday Night SmackDown, all that. And then if like you were like me, like I was watching TNA on Thursdays, like just all that sort of stuff. But just thinking about like the impact that like a thing or a person that you've just never met in your whole entire life. And that thing is also created by a person. So technically like it's still a person. Like the thought that like, damn, like this can have this much power to the point where like it completely just shifts my mood, shifts my day, shifts my night, shifts my life. You know, like that's wild as fuck to think about. So it's like, think about like you being that person. Like me, like being like an artist or whatever. It's like, think about like if I made like songs that like stop people from fucking doing some really stupid ass shit, you know, because some people like they've always like through like all times, people have always like they've tried to blame video games or blame movies or anything like that for like the reason why there's like violence in the world or why there's bad or why people do things. But nobody ever gives credit to like the good things. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, like Grand Theft Auto might have made this dude fucking commit these crimes, but Grand Theft Auto could have stopped this guy from committing crimes because he can commit them in this fucking game. You know, that type of stuff. And I don't think that gets looked at all. But to me, it's just insane, like, what somebody or something can just, like, the power it can, like, really have. Like, it's crazy. Like, I always say, like, everybody and everything only has as much power as you give them. But that's a real fucking thing. And I'm not saying Eminem saved my life. Like, don't get it fucked up. But Eminem definitely helped me through, like, a lot of times. You know what I'm saying? Just, like, I don't know. Just, like, a lot of stuff. And I'm sure he's helped a bunch of other people, too. But Eminem is the greatest rapper of all time. I'll say that shit 10,000 more times. I'll say that shit in front of Lil Wayne fans. I'll say that shit in front of fucking X fans. Like, I don't give, like, all these cult fan bases, I don't give a fuck. Because my GOAT can fucking, he can live up to what the fuck I'm talking about. Like, for real. I might have to have somebody on here and fucking debate fucking rappers or something. Because, come on now. Like, that's that type of shit. And we might have guests on here. There's no telling. Like, I'm not the type of person where I'm like, oh, I gotta get the Undertaker on here. Like, I would love to talk to the Undertaker, but it's like, this is more so for me, you know. Like, this is a me thing. Like, you know, if I want to talk about some shit or just have fun with it, it's just another thing to do too. It's another way to just be creative. Another way for people who to just see into, like, because I've always just been so low key, but like, another way for people to see into how you think, how you are as a person. Because you might be the quiet guy that don't talk to nobody, but like, then they listen to this and it's like, damn, like, this nigga is actually, you know, he's a very whatever type of person you might think that person is, you know. Or like, you might think somebody's dumb as hell, but then like when they get on here and start doing math and shit, now you over here like, oh, that nigga real smart. He know geometry, like that type of shit. But yeah, Eminem's the greatest rapper of all time. I don't know what else to say about it. The album, 37 out of 10. Like, I love it so much, and I've been dying to fucking talk about it. I've been dying, dude. And there's just not a lot of people who are like lyrically. Like, if somebody's rapping or they say something or it's like a double entendre or word bending or anything that has to do with that, not everybody gets it. It goes over people's heads. Like, I'll hear a metaphor or something he's saying. I'm like, oh, I know exactly what he's talking about. Like, there's one part where he's talking about the mirror. Like, it's just a mirror. Like, calm down, dude, or something like that. But, like, he's talking about relapse whenever, like, he was talking to the devil in the fucking mirror and, like, making him do all this weird shit. Hold on. Let me make sure. Okay, 48 minutes. Bruh, I didn't know I could get a whole hour of content on here. Damn. That completely switches the game. That's like a worry that's out the way. Because I was thinking the whole time, like, damn, like, am I going to be able to record, like, even 30 minutes? Like, yeah, I guess I can. Fuck. That's dope. Hopefully the quality's good. Hopefully, like, you can see my face. Hopefully I look good. Do I look good? You think I hope I do. But, yeah, Eminem's the greatest of all time. Like, just great. I mean, we can talk about wrestling for a second. I mean, predictions for WrestleMania. I mean, I don't have, like, predictions for every single, every wrestler, like Seth Rollins and all that. Just wrestling in general. I mean, like, just what's going on. Like, right now, like, the Bloodline shit's cool. But I won't get too deep into wrestling right now because I'll start nerding out and shit. And some people gonna be like, damn, like, this is where I click off the podcast because this nigga talking about like fake fighting and shit, which that's not what I'm saying. I know wrestling's fake, dog. I just love this shit. It's a soap opera for men, basically. You fall in love with the stories. It's not just the fighting, dog. Like, we get it. We know. Us as wrestling fans, we know. You fuck. We know. So I mean, I don't know. I just think Roman Reigns is gonna come back. It's gonna be everybody thinks it's gonna be Bloodline versus Bloodline, which I mean I think it might be too. I might switch up my predictions, but yeah. Oh, I was gonna talk about how like it's so crazy how the universe just is low key, but like I didn't cry for John Cena, dude. Okay, we're gonna talk about it. John Cena announced that he was retiring, and he's retiring technically at WrestleMania. Like it'll be his last that's when he'll retire. But his last performance will be the summer of after the WrestleMania. But John Cena to me, dude, that's my Hulk Hogan. I mean, that's what it is. And I've loved John Cena since the beginning. Since the fucking Doctor of Thugonomics, the fucking Word Life John Cena. Loved him since then. I've loved him now. I've loved him with the fucking orange shirts, purple shirts, red shirts, blue shirts, all the shirts, dude. The whole Fruity Pebble pack. The whole shit. The Fruit Loop pack. I love John Cena. I just love wrestling. But it just fucked me up. I didn't cry. But I was sad as fuck. I was like, holy fuck. John Cena really is gonna retire. But in my brain it's you don't think about that kind of stuff. You don't you're just going day to day and you don't know how close certain things are. You know what I'm saying? You think you got all the time in the world, or you think that things are gonna be a certain way forever. I still remember Randy Orton kicking people in the fucking head. But when he was bald and he was fucking had the WWE championship and he's fucking John Cena up, or their fucking tables or their TLC match, but it was a tables match. I remember all that shit. What I'm saying is John Cena got old and people like me didn't see it coming because you don't think that you don't think about that. You don't think when I'm watching wrestling, every pay-per-view, and I see Roman Reigns, I see Roman Reigns every time. And I love Roman Reigns. If you know me, I love Roman Reigns. Acknowledge me. But fucking I'm watching it and I'm seeing him okay, and I see him all the time on TV, but then I notice the gray hairs in his beard and I'm just oh, he's getting old. And then it's being aware of that. John Cena didn't have gray hairs on his face because he didn't have no fucking hair on his face, but I'm saying he started losing hair, and then his wrestling starts changing and he just starts being slower and he's losing every match, and then you're just oh shit, he's gonna stop soon, and you don't want that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? And that's probably how people felt about not just Stone Cold. Because Stone Cold got his career basically taken from him, but people like The Rock, or not even The Rock. You think they're gonna wrestle forever, but they aren't. When I seen fucking Triple H, dude, he was doing the press conference, and I seen him put on some reading glasses. I was oh, what the fuck? I was Triple H is fucking. He's old now, dude. It's things like that. And that type of shit, it sucks. But then you start to think back in the past where it's oh my God, I'm so fucking glad I got to experience all that shit. Because imagine being a wrestling hater your whole life, and then when the best wrestlers are old and they can't wrestle no more. And then you start getting into it. It's different. I make wrestling references every day. I'm talking about Stone Cold every fucking day. Every fucking day. I can't make this up. Every fucking day. I'm talking about Stone Cold. Every day. There's no... Somebody... if people know me, or if you guys are new or whatever, I talk about Stone Cold, that's my brother's favorite wrestler, ever, too. And we can talk about that next time, because I'll get deep into it, and it just makes more sense to talk about it next time when we're talking more about, me and just how I am. We'll just talk about that. What the fuck was I saying though? What point was I making? I couldn't imagine just getting into it later on. I'm just glad I got to experience all of it, you know? And that's the best part. Cause now my nieces and nephew, they're John Cena's Cody Rhodes. So it's it's different. So it's just and then me, it's now I'm my brother, where it's when he was like younger, it was always like, I mean, I don't think Hulk Hogan wasn't wrestling. He was wrestling when my brother was like younger, but like not like fucking Hulkamania Hulk Hogan, not like that. Well, yeah, like that. Not like that necessarily. Not when this nigga fucking slammed Andre the Giant. Not like that. But my point is like his Rock, his Stone Cold, like his like those people. My John Cena was John Cena, and you could argue that like the bad guy was fucking Randy Orton, low key. I mean, there was always bad guys. I mean, that's always in wrestling. Let me make sure we're straight. 55, dog. But yeah, it's like that, and it is what I'm saying is I've looked at Cody Rhodes the same way I have my whole life. I've known Cody Rhodes for a long time, not in person, but Cody Rhodes. If you would like to meet, I will fucking meet you. I will probably DDT you, nigga. But no, like I look at Cody Rhodes the way my brother looked at John Cena. Like my brother didn't like John Cena, and it was one of those things where, because of what he did, you know what I'm saying? Like what he, not him changing wrestling, but like people just hated John Cena at one point. But that's the people who came before John Cena. Now it's like I'm one of the people who came for like with John Cena. I was a little, I wouldn't say a little before John Cena, because John Cena wasn't the face until later on. He was actually like he was a bad guy at first. Well, no, not at first. Originally, he was a prototype, this and that. That's wrestling talk for a wrestling fan, dog. But then he was a bad guy, and then he wasn't always just like John Cena with the hats, and he was wearing bucket hats, nigga. He was rapping, nigga. But yeah, they're John Cena's Cody Rhodes. So I'm saying like it's kind of like, it's funny how history repeats itself, because it's the same thing. Same thing happened. Like, that's just how I look at it. I don't hate Cody Rhodes, but I'm just not the biggest fan necessarily. But that's pretty much it for this episode. I mean, it was basically like get through it, talk about like, you know, the basics. I wanted to talk about Eminem's album really bad. This is basically like just the setup for it, I would say. I'll get to like rewatch the video. I probably won't watch I'll probably rewatch my whole video, like just to make sure everything is good. But this might, like, you might see me in a different setting next time, or this might be the setting until we can upgrade low key. I got these motherfucking office couches, nigga. Yeah, these motherfuckers suck, but other people think that they're comfortable. But me, it's like, I don't know. I think it's because like aesthetically, I don't like it. But yeah, I'll probably put a different hat right there, low key. I might as well just start putting shit. I should put a fucking action figure right there and just have that nigga be my guest all the time. But or I could make this like in the studio. I could do that too, but because I almost actually vlogged about Eminem's album, but I was like, no, like let's try to start something new. Let's like actually try to start the podcast and see how it goes. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, I honestly might. I don't know if I'll upload this today. I could upload it tomorrow, just depending, because it's just gonna be like a big file. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see. As far as anything else I want to cover, no. I mean, it's for fun, dog. Like that's just what it is, and it's like, I don't know. Some people are gonna think it's cool as fuck. Some people are gonna think it's corny. Some people are gonna be like, damn, like this nigga's always doing something, fucking just always trying to do something. Some people are gonna be like, he ain't figured it out. Just certain things like that. And it's like, all of that stuff is okay. You know what I'm saying? Just don't be scared to try different things. And just work with what you got. But just make sure what you're doing, like you actually enjoy doing it. Like this was fun. Well, I think it's as fun next time. There's no telling. Things stop being fun when they feel like a job. You know what I'm saying? So just try to make everything you do not as a job. Yeah. Should I fucking every time, like at the very end, just give some fucking, not advice, but like I guess like words of wisdom, words of encouragement, some shit. Literally just that. Like, don't be scared to try things. Don't be scared to do things because other people are doing them. Just do what you want to do. Be you. And just always be you. That's it. Just don't be scared to do things. And you might fail. You know what I'm saying? Like, you might try something. Like, I might do this. Well, not mine. I'm doing it. But, like, me doing this, I might be like, hey, man, this is ass. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to upload this. But, because I'm not scared of, like, the feedback. I'm not scared of, like, oh, like, he uploaded a video of him talking. He's by himself. No, he's in his living room. Like, yeah, my living room, nigga. Like, I'm not scared of that type of stuff. I'm saying there are a lot of people who are, though. So it's like, just getting past that hump. Just jump, nigga. Just jump. And just see what happens. And if you don't like it, you'll know. And it'll guide you to the next thing that you need to, the next shit, you know? Like, my brother, it's always, he told me about how his basketball coach a long time ago told him that follow your dreams to the NFL and you'll end up where you're supposed to be. And now he has his own painting business. Like, it's that sort of shit where it's like, he didn't wake up coming out the wound and being like, hey, like, I want to start painting walls, nigga. Like, let me, where's the brush? Like, he didn't do all that. And me, it was like, I originally wanted to be a rock star, to be honest. We'll talk about all of that next time. I swear to God. I'll start writing shit down, and we can talk as long as it takes. It'll be like, not getting to know the host. I don't want to, like, be like, oh, like, I'm the host of this podcast. Like, nah, nigga, like, just getting to know Ronnie a little more, you know? Just getting to know the person who's doing this, you know? For the person watching it. So, we'll do that. But that's pretty much all. That's pretty much it. Yeah. I mean, if you like this, hit the like button. Subscribe if you're new. Don't be scared to try new things, man. Like, just do what you want to do. And if people don't like it, hey, man, fuck it. Like, it don't matter. Just do what you want to do. And that's it. This is the You're Gonna Hate This Podcast. You are gonna hate this podcast. You're gonna hate this podcast. And I'm not always gonna end it like that either. Like, that's kind of like, you know what I'm saying? Like, where it's like, oh, this has been You're Gonna Hate This Podcast and we're out. Nah, nigga. Like, we're out, but, you know, you're gonna hate this and you probably will. I will see you guys next time. If there's a next time. So, yeah. I gotta get up and I gotta hit the button, but I'll probably edit this part out. And if I don't, it's because I thought it was funny. And yeah, so I'm gonna get up and we're gonna end it. Holy fuck, that was my shoe. That was nothing else.